Okay, that's better. Gotta lug this shit around everywhere I go, bro. I got no choice. If somebody gonna steal my bag from me, my sleeping bag. We got a gang of homeless people over here, man. They'll steal your sleeping bag. You get tired of putting this shit on your shoulders. This bag. I gotta get another bag. Tomorrow I'm gonna go get me another bag. Fuck it. Another backpack. Get me another bag. Be good. The sleeping bag. I need it to keep me sleep longer. You know what I'm saying? Because I wake up out of nowhere. Feel what I'm saying? Feel what I'm saying? I wake up for no fucking reason. But I need this sleeping bag. This sleeping bag saved my ass last night. Big. Getting hot to these motherfuckers around here, bro. Alright. Fucking bug. All up on me, man. Finally get to put my shit right here. Ugh. Yeah, you know, it happened to me, you know. I spent 8 years without a girl, and I'm still going without a girlfriend. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't had a girlfriend in 8 years. That's crazy, bro, how bad the date market has gotten. Even like when I had a job, I was working for Uber, you know, I was making money, I still didn't have a woman. After I broke up with my girlfriend in 2017, I was still doing Uber, and I still couldn't find a woman. You know, I got jacked, got ripped, still couldn't find a girlfriend. I was jacked for like a year, man. I was taking steroids for like a year. Now that whole entire year, I was getting attention, but I wasn't getting no girlfriend. You feel what I'm saying? So I started realizing, like, hey, man, your money, your paper ain't straight. You know, I gotta get me a haircut too. I'm gonna cut my hair bald again because it's getting hot. You know, your paper ain't straight. You feel what I'm saying? Your money ain't straight. You know, you might be buff, you might be ripped and shit like that, man, but you know, there's a motherfucker out there that's butt and ripped, and he got his shit together. And none of them females knew I was homeless, man. You know, I appreciate it, Hawkins. I mean, we gotta get some more water too, man. This ain't enough. I'm just taking a rest. It's hard to carry all this stuff around all the time, man. And it's a shame, man. I can't leave my bag nowhere. I don't trust nobody. And it's like, man, uh, I don't know what's going down, man. I don't even know. I don't know what's going down. All I know, man, if I don't get the bag, I'll be in this situation for the rest of my life. I see how easy it is to get a woman when you have money. Remember, I was telling you I was doing that pickup artist shit, man, and that let me know that you gotta have your shit together in this society. If you don't want to be lonely, if you don't want to be alone. Remember, I was telling you I was pretending to be a a pickup artist. Actually, I was trying to do the pickup artist shit, and I was pretending to be like a software engineer. And I was wearing all that jewelry. I spent like $300 on my Echo shoes. I spent like $250 on a bracelet. It was worth $500 though. I got it half off. And then, what's up with it, Jamie? How you doing, Jamie? Uh, I spent all that money, and I saw how women like gravitated toward me, and it was a lot easier to get a girlfriend. Let me tell you that if you got your shit together, bro, in today's society, it's a lot easier to get a woman. Like you get a woman with ease, just like that. Cause remember I was telling you I was dating that black chick, cause she thought I had money. She thought I had Skrilla crap, and I made out with her and shit like that. On the second night, we hooked up. The first night we just hung out, had dinner, and then the second night, my house. Okay, I ain't got no house. Trying to play it off like, okay, you know what I'm saying, right? 'Cause I'm playing it off. I'm like, look, go home, shit, right? Uh, you know, and then she followed me to my car. I thought that she had drove off. I thought this female had drove off, bro. I swear. And then she comes back and she sees I'm only pushing a a uh, a Toyota IM, right? A Scion, a Toyota Scion at the time, right? Which is only a $30,000 car, and it's just a basic car. And she saw that and she got mad and she chirped out, and we never went out after that. But it goes to show that how easy it is to get a girlfriend if your money's together in this today's society. Women are looking only for the guys who got their shit together. That's why you see so many millionaires out here, man, because dudes are fucking becoming millionaires and so they can get with women, man. Nobody wants to be lonely. Nobody wants to be left out in the cold for 8 years. You feel what I'm saying? Nobody wants to be in depression mode because not having a girlfriend, it does bring depression and stress and loneliness into your soul. You feel what I'm saying? and then you're doing everything you can to win and win at the game and win at life. You feel what I'm saying? I got knots in my neck from having stress right now, man. I'm just massaging my neck. You feel what I'm saying? And it brings depression when you ain't got a woman, bro. Like you ain't got nothing by your side. You got all these dudes out here. Let me tell you, these dudes. That Chad dude, he got a girlfriend. You know, the Chad dude that my face match was always he'd hide in his face. He got a girlfriend. The sugar daddy in Starbucks, he got a girlfriend. But these niggas got their shit together. I like the sugar daddy is beating me, and I'm like 30 years younger than him. That's a goddamn shame. He got him a woman, bro. Okay, tomorrow we're gonna do the fasting. We're gonna start fasting. I'm gonna start doing that 2 meal a day thing, man. No more 3 meals a day. It's too much. Especially if you want to drink alcohol, you can't have too much food. I'm not drinking alcohol again tonight. I'm quitting that shit, bro. I'm quitting that shit. And are you thinking like, man, how long can this painful like nightmare go on? You ain't kissed a woman in a year. Last time I kissed a female was over there at the spot. Remember that little floor I was telling you about? She was kind of overweight, you know what I'm saying? But she was like a foreign look. So, when I first came in there, I wasn't really that attracted to her. After a few drinks, and some loneliness, I ended up making out with her. And I regretted it the next day. You feel what I'm saying? Because motherfuckers desperate, bro. If you can't get nothing, bro, you gonna take whatever you can get. That's why I was fucking around with Sub 5 Stalker, because the nigga was desperate and trying to get some type of sex in his life. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm like, this can't go on for too much longer, man. We gotta figure something out. You feel what I'm saying? We gotta figure something out in these streets, brother. That's what we gotta do. We gotta figure something out. Because what's gonna happen is we're gonna be out here just hoping and wishing and praying that a woman will come into your life, but these women are only dealing with a certain amount of men. That's why reports say that, hey, only they were like 14% of people said they didn't have sex within the past year, mainly men, okay? It's because the men who don't got their shit together, they're not getting sex on the regular. These women, they picking and choosing who they dealing with, bro. I told you about the female that was all in my face about the lottery. She was about to give me some play if my pockets were fat enough, bro. I'm telling you, I would have got some pussy from her, bro. I would have been balls deep in that pussy, bro. If my pockets would have been loaded, you feel what I'm saying? The way that female approached me like that, bro, and she worked there. She was one of the bartenders. And she approached me. She wanted to know what's up with the lottery. You win big, all of a sudden these women, they come around sniffing, bro. I'm telling you, man, I'm not lying. You'll never be a lonely man as long as you got money in your pocket. That's why everybody got to get their bread up. Because this loneliness, man, it can kill you, man. You feel what I'm saying? This loneliness can kill you. You think I'm playing? Shit. Keep on being lonely for the rest of your life, bro. You're not gonna make it to 70 years old, man. I'm just massaging my neck. You know what I'm saying? So like, man, it's like, and then it's like, okay, Get your shit together, then get a girlfriend, man. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it takes, though. Come on, man. A lot of us, we ain't got our shit together, bro. Come on, let's just be real, bro. For real. You know, a lot of us ain't got our shit together. That's the reason why we struggle. You asking all the questions and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Why I ain't got this? Why I ain't got that? Because you ain't got your shit together, bro. Feel what I'm saying? You ain't got your shit together. As long as you ain't got your shit together, bro, you ain't gonna never go nowhere in life, bro. You feel what I'm saying? You will never, ever, ever, you'll never, ever get out of your situation, bro. I told you, man, getting out your way, getting out your situation with a spoon is the best thing you can do right now. Better than staying still, better than being complacent or whatever. You feel what I'm saying? Motherfucker struggle because he ain't got his money right. Cause I remember, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I clearly remember when I was out there trying to be a pickup artist, how I swooped up a girl just like that, just having my bread together. You feel what I'm saying? Just having my bread together, I just swooped up, quick. It was quick too. It wasn't like it took me a long time or nothing. Nah, man. The moment I started wearing that jewelry, the moment I started wearing, some Echo shoes that was worth like $300, you know what I'm saying? The moment I put that $300 watch on my on my wrist, you feel what I'm saying? With the bling and shit. Something wrong with this goddamn phone. It keeps on glitching. I guess I'm in the wrong part of the, you know, you know. I guess I'm in the wrong part of the garage. I went over there and it started glitching. Anyway, I was so glad to get a girl at that point, bro. But then when she found out I really didn't have my shit together, she stopped talking to me. I was like, oh man, it felt good to like even get some type of attention, bro. You know what I'm saying? I had to lie and fake it to make it. You feel what I'm saying? I had to fake it, but then I realized like, damn, you really gotta get your shit together for real. You feel what I'm saying? You know, you really got to get your shit together for real. You can't be out here just doing as you please, bro. Like and not self improving. Um, this can last forever if you want it to. Um, that's why I'm stopping. I'm stopping with the alcohol, man, and drinking myself to death. It's not doing anything. Fucking up my looks. Feel what I'm saying? Making things worse. You know. You know. This would be my second night with no alcohol. Feel what I'm saying? But it's the depression, it kicks in, man. You know, you ain't got a woman in your life. You're watching all these other guys walking around with lonely. Man, every time I see that Chad guy, man, I just like, man, I just grip my teeth, bro. Dude, like what, 6'3" or 6'2" or whatever. He walking around with long ass legs, like he the shit. Driving in his brand new Jeep or whatever he was driving. It was a nice Jeep though. He had a nice Jeep. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? So you competing against niggas like him. The tall, I don't think he's Chad. I just think he got a little bit of dough and he's tall. He's 6'2" or something like that. He looks about 6'2". He's tall. He's taller than me. And he's younger than me. So you're competing against giants like him, bro. I think he's like a 7 in looks or something. And I don't think he's Chad or Tyrone. You know what I'm saying? But he's tall and he's not bad looking. And he has a girl. I've seen this girl. The girl a little bit on the chunky side though. You can tell these dudes are struggling. You feel what I'm saying? He ain't got no bad bitch though. You know what I'm saying? His girl's doable. She's kind of on the chunky side, but she doable. You know what I'm saying? I would hit it. You know what I'm saying? But that's what's going on right now, man. A lot of guys are not getting uh, not getting girlfriends. I'm not in this. I'm not the only one in this situation. There's some of you guys are in the same situation that I'm in. Can't get a girlfriend. Maybe you could get nibbles of sex. Maybe you could make out with a female. Maybe you could bring your body fat percentage down low. That's another thing too. That's the reason why I stopped fucking with the alcohol, because I need to bring my body fat percentage low. God damn it. I'm tired of this shit. It fucks up my looks. Alcohol fucks up your look. And you talking about, I'm lonely. But nigga, you're drinking almost every single night. So how is that gonna help your looks? How is that gonna help you attract any female? So I gave up on the alcohol. I'm just done. Cold turkey too. Cold turkey. And I'm uh, like I was saying, what was I saying? Yeah, I'm not the only one in this situation. There's tons of motherfuckers in China right now. Because I'm be watching some of the leftover women channel, right? I be watching some of the leftover men channels or leftover men videos. And there's a ton of, there's a village with a lot of men out there who not going to be able to find wives unless they start making a lot of money. You feel what I'm saying? This one guy, he got up there, he said, man, I had a girlfriend about 6 years ago, and she left me because she found another guy who can really take care of her. You know, he makes more money than I did, and she left. And ever since then, I haven't had a girlfriend. It's 6 years. He was like 6 years. And I was like, Dad, this is the same shit that's happening in the West. The same shit that's happening in China right now is happening in the West, where dudes cannot find girlfriends. Out there, they can't find girlfriends, they can't find wives. They're doomed to a life of solitude forever if they don't start making some good money, if they don't start living up to the standards. You know what I'm saying? You will be alone for the rest of your life, and nobody's gonna come and save you. That's how it is over there in China and some of what they call the rural areas or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And dudes out there coping about, I saved a whole lot of money, man. I don't have to be no woman, man. And yeah, look at the money I saved. Yeah, nigga, you ain't got no woman. You feel what I'm saying? You ain't got no woman. You out there struggling, bro. You know what I'm saying? You in the poor part. So that means a lot of guys, if they don't get their bread together, they're gonna be alone forever. We talking about all the way until they croak. If they're in their 20s, they ain't got their shit together, they're gonna go through decade after decade without a woman. Ooh, that's like a nightmare. It's been a nightmare for like 8 years for me. It's like a fucking nightmare, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Because living without women, bro, that's not a life to live. That's not, without a woman in your life. Like, it's been like that for years for me though, man. How desperate I was. I thought that I was gonna take steroids and get me a girlfriend. That shit did not work. I was on, like I said, man, I was on trend for like a year, bro. You feel what I'm saying? I was on trend for like a year. For like a year. Still didn't happen. I had got, you know, I had got like attention and shit. You see what I'm saying? You know, I got attention, but no girlfriend. I even got mad at my fucking steroid dealer. I told you guys that, right? I was bad. I exploded on him for no fucking reason. You know what I'm saying? I exploded on him for no reason, no apparent reason. You know? But hey, I'm in this mess until I get that money in the bank, man. Cause I can see the look in these women's eyes when they think I got money, when I'm faking the funk, you know, cause I'm desperate. I'm faking the funk because I'm desperate for some attention. You feel what I'm saying? I see the look in their eyes when they think you got money. Their eyes get real big. They go, or they'll get in your face. They'll ask you questions, and they will approach you if they feel like you are loaded. They will shoot their shot at you. So I'm like, man, get the bread, man. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that can save me right now at this point in my life. It's the only thing that can save me. Nothing else. What time is it? You know what I'm saying? Nothing else. That's the only. Nothing can save me but the bread. Self-improve, man. Shit, I hit the jackpot. I self-improve right there. I got more money in the bank. That's what we gotta do, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Or it's gonna be doom. We ain't gonna have no woman. You know, you're gonna be stuck for the rest of your life. I mean, come on, man. If I haven't had a woman in 8 years, if I don't get the bag, it's gonna be another 8 years, and then another, and then until I croak. I guarantee right now, nigga, I would not be lonely if I had a bank account with like $3 or $4 million in the bank. If I had some cash and I had a Porsche, I wouldn't, trust me, bro. I would not be lonely. I would not. If I had, you know, if I let's say I blew up, I got like 10 million in the bank, and then I took the money and invested it. You feel what I'm saying? I took the money and I invested it in some real estate, or I invested it in the stock market, right? And then I bought a condo for like about like $800,000, something like that. And then I bought a Porsche along with that, right? Guarantee, bro, I would have a girlfriend within a week. That's how fast that shit roll. So women, they see you rolling in that Porsche and you pull up in that spot, they're gonna be like, oh, this guy is loaded. Look at that Porsche. Let me approach this guy. That's how women are, bro. This guy's worth something. He got some. That's $100,000 Porsche he riding in. That ain't nothing to sneeze at. That ain't nothing cheap. You ride in $100,000 Porsche, bro, you're gonna attract 7s and 8s. And I guarantee I would have never had that 8-year drought that I went through. You feel what I'm saying? That would have never had happened. This would have never had happened if I would have stayed on the grind in my. But the 8 years single by myself, trying to get a girlfriend, only getting nibbles of sex, that would have never had happened, man. That would have never had happened. I keep saying it over again, that would have never had happened because I would have had money, and women love money. Okay? Women love money. Women love to be in comfort. Women love to ride in a Porsche, in a nice exotic 100,000 or even better, a $200,000 Porsche. You feel what I'm saying? They like to live in comfort. They like to get their hair and nails done all the time. They like you to spend money on it. You feel what I'm saying? So if your pockets is loaded like that, bro, you'll never have been lonely. You'll never have went through that shit. You would have never have went through it. But I lollygag and I took my time and I bullshitted around. So yeah, I paid for that shit, bro. That was like a crime. Not getting the bag in my 20s, that was a crime. And I got sentenced to 8 years without a girlfriend. If I would have knew back then what I know now, and if I knew that I was gonna be in an 8-year drought, bro, I would have been in the studio working harder. I would have been trying to get artists. I would have been more serious about like getting artists and getting a hit out there, bro. I would have been way more serious. And I would have never went back to the bar and club. I would have kept working, bro. See, when the recession had hit, that's when I became a party animal. You feel what I'm saying? Recession was hitting, man. I was at bars, always drinking. At bars, drinking all the time. partying, chasing bitches, trying to get them into the hotel. That was me, in 2008, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was always showing up to parties. I was just that party animal, bro. And now I'm paying for that crime I committed. You see what I'm saying? 8 years without a girlfriend. If I knew, bro, I would have had hit on the radio. I would have been super serious about getting a hit. Oh yeah, I'd be like, oh yeah, 8 years without a girlfriend. What? It says here, like like if a genie just came out of nowhere, poof, and went back to my old self when I was 28 years old. Like it says here that you break up with your girlfriend in 2017, and then you have an 8 year drought with no girlfriend. You struggled 8 years to get a girlfriend, and I've been like, what? That's gonna be me in the future? I would have got on the phone like, "Hey G, come to the studio right now. We need to get it. We need to get in here and make this hit, bro. Shit out." For real. I was like, come on, bro, get your ass in here, bro. Come on, man. Come on. Where your talent at? Where the talent? Okay, let's got no good talent. We gotta go out and find talent right now. I'll be like, get out there to the stand-ups right now. Get out there to the performance where they perform at. Get out there right now, bro. We gotta get 8 years without a girlfriend. I'm like, for real, I would have been hella dead serious. I would have stopped all the partying. Around that time, I think how many years of going to the bars and clubs? Like about 5 or 6 years from 2008 all the way up. No, until like 2000, and I kept partying all the way to the pandemic. I fucked off 10 years. I gave up on chasing the music dream. You feel what I'm saying? I gave up. I gave it up. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm like, fuck. If I knew this was gonna happen, I never would have had fucked off time. And this is your crime for fucking off time. Struggling to get a girlfriend, struggling to get sex. I was struggling to even get sex when I was out there, bro. I think in my early 20s I was messing with the massage parlor or something. Like I used to go to the massage parlors, and that's how I used to get sex and shit. In my early 20s, my early 30s, I went through a stage where I was messing with the massage parlors, and I hated that they was rushing me out after I had busted nut. So I stopped going into those things, man. I haven't went back since, cause I don't like being in there just dipping my dick in there for only a little bit, and then having to get rushed out. I hate that shit. And then it's not really satisfying. Cause you leave still empty. You ain't got no loving. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You ain't whole. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no affection. You ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no female rubbing your back, rubbing your feet. You know what I'm saying? Rubbing your stomach. You know what I'm saying? Just caressing you, man, and making you feel like a man. You know what I'm saying? And I've been out here for this long without no girlfriend, man. My struggle. I dated, I had sex, but every time I would lose a girl, it would take me a while to get another one. 2 months later, I get another one. You know what I'm saying? And I was struggling just like that. You feel what I'm saying? What the hell is he screaming for, bro? The fuck you talking about, bro? Hell you over here looking at? Like I said, man, I'm telling you, nigga. It's all about that paper, bro. These females, they know what they doing. They approach you when they feel like you worth something. That's why you gotta spend time just building yourself. Just sit back and just build. Let time go by. And then when you get released, you get money, and then women can't help but to approach you, man. That's what I want, man. I don't want to be just myself forever, man. See what I'm saying? We still gotta go to the store and get some water. I think I'm gonna leave my jacket here. I'm gonna take my sleeping bag. No, I can't leave my jacket here. I can't leave my bag here because motherfuckers, they love to steal shit. They love to steal shit around here. I can't. I gotta lug all that shit with me, man. Getting tired of lugging it around, but I need it. Anyway, I'm just saying, like, you know, I wish I wish I could take things back. I got a lot of regrets in my life, bro. I wish I could take it all back. I wish I could go back into time and been more serious about my music career, my music goal. You know, I think I fucked off a lot of time and I didn't put enough money into it. You know, when I went to LA, I had my beats, I had my beats mixed, but they wasn't mastered. I'm a mess when I went to LA to the ASCAP convention, bro. Wasn't I didn't have no artists. What was I doing in that studio? I was supposed to have artists, bro. You supposed to have been out there searching, looking for talent. Instead, you was in the studio a lot of the times, just jerking off and playing around in the studio, making beats and shit. You see what I'm saying? Just fooling around. When you should have been out there looking for talent and looking for better beats than yours. You know what I'm saying? And then brought that shit into the studio. That's what you should have been doing. You should have been more serious. And I paid for that shit, bro. Anything that you're going after, bro, you gotta be dead serious. That's my mistake. I wasn't dead serious about this shit, bro. And now I'm still poverty. I haven't had a girlfriend in 8 years. The competition is way too fierce. You know, especially for a woman with a nice big round apple peach ass. You ain't gonna get that, man. No, you know, you'll get the ones with the big titties and shit, man, and the flat butts. You know, the woman with the hourglass shape, that's a standard beauty right there. You won't get that. You know what I'm saying? And I can't be with just any old female, man. You know, it's like, man, it's not a good dating scene up out here, bro. I'm not the only one that's going through this. Some of you guys are going through the same thing I'm going through. There's dudes around me that ain't had a girlfriend in like 2 years. There was one guy that I had met a while back. He was saying he haven't had a girlfriend in 2 years. And the guy at the store, he haven't had a girlfriend in a very long time too. The guy that was selling me the liquor and stuff, the Indian dude, can't find a woman, can't find a wife, bro. It's too competitive. It's like you gotta get there if you want to have a girlfriend. There was this one teacher that taught at Berkeley, and I guess one of the students was complaining about not having a girlfriend, and he walked up to the student and he said, move out of California if you want to have a girlfriend. And he got in trouble for that though. I think he got suspended for saying some shit like that. But he's right though, man. A lot of motherfuckers was agreeing. It's hella competitive here in over here in techies. I mean, in tech land. You know, over here in the Bay Area. You feel what I'm saying? You got to compete with the techies, right? There's tons of techies around, bro. These are the motherfuckers you competing against. That's why I cussed out a techie one time. One time I was doing Uber. I didn't care if he gave me a bad rating or nothing, bro. I was mad. I don't know why this is buffering. I'm gonna stand in one spot then. I was like, before you techies came through, rent was $1,300. It was a lot easier to get a girlfriend. That's what I told him. Cause that's when I was feeling the pinch, man. I was just like, man, I ain't had a girlfriend in a long time, you know. But I let him have it. He was just like, he started saying, he started saying something, and it was just like, it's not my fault or something like that. I was like, bruh, it is your fault. You are a techie, right? You making the rent go up twice as much. I haven't had a girlfriend in a very long time because of you motherfuckers. I blame it on the techies, but you know what, bro? You gotta get with them. You gotta compete with them. Then once let's say if I hit a jackpot soon, you know, I got like $3 million in the bank. Okay, now I can compete with the techies. Now I'm a force to be reckoned with. You feel me? Now the techies got to worry about me taking their girlfriend. You sure what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. That's what's really been going on. You asking why? Oh, you Kelcat ain't had no girlfriend in about 8 years. Well, look where I live at. It's more men than women. It's worse on this side. When I was in Walnut Creek, it was a little bit better. Matter of fact, it was a lot better. In Walnut Creek, there was a lot more single women out there with careers and shit like that. The male female sex ratio was better. I can't say there was more women out there, but it was a lot more single women out there, and I had more dates out there over there in Walnut Creek, where I used to live. Okay, I had more dates. I was getting a little bit more action. You feel what I'm saying? That's where I met Tiger, and that's where big booty Asian girl, Chinese girl. You see what I'm saying? That's where I met them. Now the big booty Asian girl, I've been fucking her off and on for years. You know? So hopefully she still work in downtown Walnut Creek, because she works downtown area. Yeah, so we was basically just buddies. Me and the girl out there in Walnut Creek and shit. I met her at a nightclub in Walnut Creek, and I was trying to wear Tiger girl ass out, because I just came off a fucking 2-month drought, lonely as hell. And let me tell you, my emotions got so wrapped up with her, bro. Like, I started like having feelings for her after a month of just hanging out. It was just like, you know what I'm saying? It was just like I got attached so fast. And I think that's what happened. I scared her away too. I think I scared Tiger away too, because I was so desperate for a woman, bro. It was just so hard. And then even Tiger, she had an orbiter, a guy that made way more money than I did. He was well established. He was in his 50s or something like that, and I was I was like 37 or something like that. You feel me? I was like 37. This is before the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? I was on gear. I was on steroids. Late 30s. I know I was late 30s, and she just disappeared. Poof. She stood me up, bro. That's what pissed me off. You guys know I done told this story a million times. She stood me up, you know, and the next time I got in contact with her was like 2 or 3 months later in the spring. And I didn't even ask her no questions where she went. I was just happy just to get laid again. I wasn't like, damn, I tried to call you. What happened? You stood me up on New Year's Eve. What happened? What happened to that? I let it go, because I was so like desperate for sex that I didn't want to scare her away. But I think I asked her what happened. I think I asked her actually what happened, and then she told me something, and I said, okay, fine. When am I coming over? let me come over and spank them draws. And I did. I went over there and we had sex again, and I didn't use nothing. I still was busting nuts inside the coochie. You feel what I'm saying? I don't think I got her pregnant, man, because I was on gear. I was on enhancements. I was sterile. You know what I'm saying? And she was afraid that she was gonna get pregnant. She wanted me to pull out at one point. I was like, nah, I'm staying inside. It's been like 2 months since I had some coochie. It's always been like every time, like when I was out there dating, it was always a couple of months I would find something. I would be hunting and trying to hunt, and a couple of months, a month or two, and I'll find something, and then it'll slip through my fingers. I'll find something, and then slip through my fingers. I'll find something, and slip through my fingers. It kept happening over and over like that, and you get tired of that shit, bro. Nah, man, get your money up. That's the only way you can keep these women interested in you, bro. Keep them from walking out on you. You know, when a woman needs you, bro, they latch on to you, especially if you got your bread together, man. they latch on to you, and you have a hard time getting rid of them. Look at the baby. When he tried to kick his baby mama out, she wasn't going nowhere. And you know what I'm saying? That's how you want. That's how you want it. You want a woman to be dependent on you. You feel what I'm saying? Depend on you for everything. Change your lifestyle all the way around. Oh, I can't leave this dude. Life is too good. You feel what I'm saying? That's how you want them. That's how you want them to be around. When she get around me, she know I'm spending money on her, and I'm beating them draws up. I'm having sex with her. I'm getting my blowjobs. Oh yeah. Another thing. Once I get my fucking, once I get my motherfucking jackpot money, if I get my bag, I'm gonna have these bitches sucking a whole lot of dick. I'm gonna have you bitches sucking dick, and you're gonna be sucking dick good. I wanna feel the back of that fucking throat. That's what I'm gonna tell them straight up. If you want me to take you shopping, that's it. I'm gonna be getting sex on the regular. You feel what I'm saying? Cause I'm tired of this shit, bro. I'm tired of being out here by myself and lonely and shit. Man, you know what I'm saying? And then it gets exhausting too, just being by yourself. You get tired of it. Okay, we gotta go and get some water, bro, because this is not enough water. I'll just leave my water jug here. That way it won't be so heavy. I carry it. And I love my what's the name around too. I take everything because it's coming stealing. There's a lot of homeless people that come around stealing clothes. If you leave anything of value, you know, on the ground, a sleeping bag, a pair of socks, a shirt, they gonna come and pick that shit up. They don't care who been wearing it, they gonna wear it. Especially a sleeping bag. Nigga, a sleeping bag, you leave that out there on that bus stop out there, that bus stop right there, it'll be gone in 5 minutes. Some homeless dude would come through and, oh, that's a sleeping bag? I mean, that's mine now. That's what happened to me. I'll leave my water bottle here. If I gotta self-improve myself to a millionaire, guys, that's what I gotta do. If I gotta ride nice motherfucking Porsche, Escalade, you feel what I'm saying? I'm a Porsche and a Honda. Guarantee, guys, I will never be lonely ever again. That's what we trying to do right now. We're trying to get this bread up, so we can be, you know, so we can be attractive, man. Now I understand why dudes go out there and get that bag, man. I truly understand now. When I was younger, I didn't really understand because I was getting laid on the regular, man, when I was in my 20s. But now, when I'm older, I really understand now. Nobody likes being by themselves, man. You know, nobody likes to be lonely. You know, nobody likes to be depression. And being by yourself, it brings all of that. Loneliness, depression, bitterness. You be mad. You know what I'm saying? You go from 0 to 60, you know, just like that. And then, I'm telling you, man, that dude, that Tyrone dude or that Chad, you know, he just burns my skin every time he walks into Starbucks. Oh my God, it just gets under my skin. You feel what I'm saying? You know, that dude walks in, he like 6'3", walking around like he's a piece of shit or something. Like, man, whatever, bro. I don't know. It's like when he walks in, bro, it's like nails on a chalkboard and shit. When that Tyrone walks in, or the Chad guy. It's like, God damn it, what is this motherfucker doing here, bro? For real. That's what I say to myself every single time this nigga come in here, bro. Cause he was flirting with my face match, man. I didn't appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't appreciate that him flirting with my girl. But she kind of short, man. I still like her though. But she's short. I can't be in a long-term relationship or have babies with her. I'm talking about short-ass kids, man. She's 5 foot tall. You know, and that's the one thing I do got. I do got access to 5-footers that are average looking in the face. Yeah, I got access to them. 5-footers, oh yeah, all day long, bro. Matter of fact, it's easier to get a 5-footer than the woman that's 5'5". No joke, no lie. Or 5'7". If you wanna, be out there, make things easier for you, hit on the 5-footer. You know, you'll come up on that. All you do is dress nice, smell good, drive a nice car. You'll come up on a 5-footer really easily, very easily. Okay, so we gotta make sure we stay on this grind, man. You know, damn, I carry this motherfucker on which arm? We need some, I'm gonna get another one just in case I don't find it. I need another Advil PM. Advil PM. That'll keep me asleep, man. Keeps me asleep, it works. I don't like waking up in the middle of the night. I ran there, I worked out, felt good. I was able to go quick and everything. Mother.
बोले बोली क्या सकते किमें ऑरेंज है खाला ले ला नहीं जल्दी नहीं हो लोग जीते जाए ऐसे बेचो अच्छा खरीदे आओ ओ अबे ले गिल रहे तो चांद भी
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a nice evening.
You too. So like, it's either get your shit together or you're gonna be alone for the rest of your life. You know? Either get your shit together or you're gonna be by yourself, buddy boy. Which one is it? Feel what I'm saying? Which one is it? And I'm gonna straight up just be honest. I don't like being by myself. I don't like being single for this long. I'll give up on the alcohol. You know, I'm gave up on that. I'm not gonna drink anymore. Oh shit, forgot to bring Gatorade. Well, I think I got Gatorade. You know what I'm saying? It's not fun being by yourself. 8 years is not fun, bro. That's like struggling, bro. It's like the female that came in here to my live stream a couple of days ago, talking something. She said something. I'm like, how would you feel if you spent 8 years single by yourself? How bitter would you be? Okay? Let's talk about bitterness. When you're frustrated, you become bitter. It's like single mothers. They're bitter and lonely sometimes because they've been left with a kid by the bad boy or Chad or Tyrone. You see what I'm saying? Chad and Tyrone left that woman with the kid. The bad boy left that woman with the kid. Now they're bitter because they can't have a regular dating life anymore. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of bitter single mothers. You know, my mother was very bitter for a long time, man. She took her frustration out on us about our father and stuff like that. She took her frustration out on us because she was left with 3 kids by my dad. They couldn't get along. They was always fighting. You see what I'm saying? He was always getting like over the top whoopings. When I mean by over the top, like he used to do too much with the whoopings, bro. He went too far. He just didn't whoop you with the belt, man. He would slap you with an open hand. You see what I'm saying? I remember that. That's why for a long time my ears rang for a long time. Like on and off. Sometimes I would hear rings in my head. For a long time I felt that because my dad used to slap me upside the head. You feel what I'm saying? I used to hate that shit. So it's the same fucking shit. When a man hasn't had sex in a while, he hasn't had a girlfriend in a while, in a long time, he gonna be bitter as fuck. He gonna be bitter. He ain't gonna be a happy camper. He ain't gonna be, he ain't gonna be, look, he ain't gonna be, so go out there and get a 3 or a 4. That's all he can do is really go get a woman who's below his look level. Their kids, huh? What if we're up? What if I knock a female that's a 3 up? What if I would have knocked up a 5 stalker? What if I would have knocked her up? Yeah, we gotta get some water in our system. We're gonna fast tomorrow, man. We're fasting for a whole until like 1 o'clock tomorrow. Our first meal will be around 1 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? And then, see, the thing is, you can't get young females no more. That's another bitter thing too, man. I'm seeing old dudes walking around with old women, man, because they can't get the young women no more. And you slipping past your prime, you know, and you thinking about how good it was when you was able to get women like Gwen, you was able to get women like my ex-girlfriend Dolores, you was able to get women with nice big asses and shit and titties. You was able to get all that. And then all of a sudden you get over a certain age. Now you ain't getting that no more. That sucks, to have something and then for it to, you know, be taken away from you. That fucking sucks. You see what I'm saying? Bitter about that too. How you just had it all and then you got taken away from you. It's like a rich person. And he went from having all kinds of dollars in his pocket to barely anything. You know what I'm saying? He went broke. If I would have stayed on my grind in my 20s, only if I would have just knew. But you can't tell the future. That's why you got to prepare, man. You know? We gotta drink some water here, man. I gotta drink some water. And who knows how long I got to live, man. Being out here on these streets, man. I don't know if I'm gonna live very long. I don't know. I haven't been to a doctor in a long time to check me out, check myself out. All I know, I do have some underlying health conditions. You know what I'm saying? I do got a few health problems that popped up. Just being by yourself and being reckless. Anyway, man, I'm about to go to sleep, dude. What time is it? It's time to lay it down, man. You know, try to go to sleep early, man. You know what I'm saying? Get my sleep in. I just wish I was somebody else, man. I wish I wish I was never this height. I wish I was better looking. I wish I was younger. It sucks getting old, man. You know what I'm saying? It sucks. Nobody want you. You can't get young women no more, man. I mean, maybe a few here and there, but it's not plentiful like it was before. You know what I'm saying? I used to be able to get plenty of women, bro. It was easy, man. Easy. Now them days are gone. Now it's about the wallet now, all of a sudden. You feel what I'm saying? It's all about that damn wallet. What time is it? Yeah, it's 9:20. It's all about wallet, man. That's all it is. We don't get the wallet right, man. We're never gonna get out of this situation. The years are gonna keep on going by, man. You're gonna be lonely like a motherfucker, bro. I'm telling you, bro. The years are gonna keep on going by, and you're gonna be like, damn, and more damn. You gonna wish you fucking came up. You gonna wish you did what you had to do when you was younger. You know what I'm saying? So I paid a harsh penalty, man. I paid the price for not getting the bag. I paid high price. I had all that time in the studio. I was in that spot for like a couple of years, man. Yeah, I was in there for 2 years. I didn't pump out not a single hit. Because I didn't know how to work and I was fucking stupid. I was too young. If I could go back in the time, man, I would have been on somebody else's beats. I would have been making no beats. I would have been like, let me do the P. Diddy thing and go get some beats from somebody else. I would use other people's talent to make myself look good. Because you ain't got no time to sit there and be making no beats. How you think Puffy became so goddamn rich so fast, bro? This nigga became rich fast. He entered the music industry, bro, quick. Came fast. He came up in a couple of years. Because why? He knew how to sniff out talent. He knew how to sniff out good beats. All he had to do is go get a beat from somebody and give it to his talent, and they make some songs and shit. He didn't have to sit there and slave at the keyboard and make a beat. You know what I'm saying? That takes, man. That's a lot of time. That's what I was doing, man. Slaving at the keyboard, trying to make beats, and then trying to make lyrics too. Mastering my shit too. Like, nah, you're doing too much all at once, man. Let other people do you. So I'm a little bit humble now. You know what I'm saying? Back then I wasn't humble. Kelcat wasn't humble in his 20s, bro. I had too much ego. I had too much pussy on my brain. I was, I was, I was, I was fucking too many bitches, bro. You know, so I thought I was the shit, nigga. You see what I'm saying? I thought I had it all figured out, but I didn't. It all came back to haunt me later in life, man. Now I'm homeless. I ain't had a girlfriend in 8 years. You know, that's the penalty that you pay for not getting your shit together. And I hope you guys learn this from me, man. Learn a lesson. You got to get your shit together in your 20s, bro. It don't matter what's going on. It'll come back to haunt you later down the stretch when things start getting more expensive and you can't keep up with the cost of living with the job that you got. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody's struggling out here, man. Motherfuckers is hungry and desperate, you know? That's why I should have kept my mouth shut about my lotto winnings over there at the bar. You know, motherfuckers are struggling. You bragging about lotto winnings and motherfuckers are struggling. Of course they're gonna try to rob you, man. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's why my second win, I won't tell nobody. You don't even know I won. I'm just quiet, keep my mouth shut. You feel what I'm saying? I learned my lesson the first time. You know, trying hard to make it right, man. You know, every day I'm doing it, man. I'm trying to make it right. Because I made it wrong, man, throughout my life. I made it wrong. I should have been on my grind. I should have been on my purpose. Should have been more mature. You know, I think if I would have had some guidance or a mentor in my life, I would have went the right way and I would have been more mature about the situation. Because nobody was there to teach me, man. I was too dumb. In my 20s, I didn't know shit, bro. Even at 26, 27 years old, I didn't know shit about how life was going to turn out to be later down the stretch. I spent all that time with my ex-girlfriend. All that time in the studio. I was there for 5 years. I was living with my girlfriend for the first time. We lived together. We lived together we lived together for 6 years, the first time, and then we came back together again. And then we lived together for another 2 years in another house. Because her parents was being all funny acting and shit. Because she was living with her parents to stack bread so she could buy her a house or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And her parents started acting stupid, so we moved into a spot together the second time. And I had all that time, bro, and I wasted it and I burnt it away, man. In that little time frame, like the 6 years me and my girl was together, instead of me partying and fucking with other bitches behind her back, I could have used that time, that 6 years, to get a hit. Okay, I could have been focused. I could have been 100% focused throughout that 6 years. Instead, I would go to the studio and immediately after I make a few beats, I go straight to the bar. No work done at all, bro. No, nothing. Most of the time I was in there by myself, bro. I was stupid. I should have been out there searching for talent. But it's already too late now, man. Anyway, you guys have a good night, man. I'll make another video when I wake up. I'm just trying to get all my frustration out, man, right now. You know what I'm saying? You guys have a good night. I'm out. Going to sleep. Peace, man. I'm out.